Alright, YouTube, just a quick update on the Mirage 2000 from kittyhawk 132nd. You can see pretty good progress has been made on the paint job. I wanted to stop and do some video between, but man, once I started, it was just too exciting. So, believe it or not, most of this I got done today. I got the plane obviously all prepped and ready to go. Seam lines were not fun at all, and based it in white primer, Tamiya primer, white on the upper, and then the bottom was gray. It's all taped off right now. And then had to do more putting and sanding, and started with kind of a light ghost gray style color on the bottom. Let's see, I have my, well, I had them. I don't know where they are now. Oh, fuel tanks. Fuel tanks, painted the same color as well. I painted the whole lower, and then I painted the upper wing that same color. And after looking at some reference pictures of this particular ship, to me, the upper wing actually looks darker than the lower wing. So, for this color, I did not use light ghost gray. I used Tamiya XF19, and then I used a darker color on the top, which I don't remember right now. It's awful. Nope, it's outside. I think I used XF54. And then I used a dark gray, German gray, for the stripes, as noted in the picture. So, got a buddy in my club who really wanted to know how I did my hind, so I'm kind of taking pictures and sending them along. So I masked all that off, and as you can see, some of the leftovers from painting the eyes. First step I wanted to do was get the eyes on here, get them, make sure they were right, in the right shape, and right orientation, because if they're not right, nothing's right. So I know they look kind of blue right now. That is not the true color. I have this paint mask material over top of it. So as you can see, first mask was a negative mask. Very similar to that. I put the whole entire mask on the plane where I wanted it, and then I peeled off the eyeballs as I went, so it looks similar to this, and I left the white dots on there, so that essentially the first color I masked off was the white, and then I painted the green, and then I masked off the green. I put the piece back on top of it, so I essentially masked that color and did the black. So I peeled the outside of it off, did the black, and then I pulled all the masks off. And because I had a essentially line one of these back up on top of another one, it's not perfect, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and touch it up anyway. And some of the close-ups of this, you can see like a white line around certain areas. You can see a white line around there, a white line around there, white line around there. So what I'll do is touch up with paint as much as I can, but the similar thing that I did with my helicopter was I will flat base everything, which sounds funny, but after I flat base it, I will be able to touch it up with colored pencils, and then there's some finer detail stuff in here that I'll do. I'll draw it on. Essentially, I don't know if you've seen my hind on my channel. The entire hind was drawn on with colored pencil. So I painted the three main colors on that, and then I did all the feathers over many months. So as you can see, I got the white on. After I painted this, I cut another mask of the entire. That's where this came in. So this is essentially masked. The entire eye is masked currently, and then I went and I had to do a little touch up. But I did the orange first, and it actually looks brighter on camera. But it's just, to me, orange mixed with a little bit of like light tan and then white, so it's a little more pastel-y. And this was my test, because it does have some shades of darker orange. This is just, to me, a clear orange. Took several passes to go over, which is great, because then it doesn't look grainy, and if I screw it up too bad, it's easier to fix. So after doing orange, the orange likes to overspray on the corners, inside corners, etc. So I went back over it with white. So I've been rocking along. I painted. This was white this morning. This was painted. The striping on the wing was painted, but the entire upper surface of this thing was white this morning. So I masked and painted the green. I masked and painted the black, and then masked this back off, and then did the orange and the white. And I kind of knew once I got on this thing, it'd be rocking. It was just getting past all the kittyhawk bullshit of horrible fit and what the fuck were you thinking, making the landing gear go in first, and all that stuff from the first video. So pretty excited. Just a quick update. I don't know if I'll do this video by itself or do another update once I get a little farther. To do the black, I did not feel like freehanding the black lines, so I've seen quite a few other people on YouTube just take pencil. Boo. And I'm just roughing out where the striping goes, so it's just a whole lot easier than painting one stripe and then looking at the picture and going back. And so I will do the stripe. I'm going to do it as fine as I can. Whatever I can't get, because if you see this reference picture, sure, it's almost like they did the main stripe and then they kind of ziggied it, like, and that would be way too small. So I'll do the main stripe in paint, and then the rest of it I will do with a black color pencil. So anyway, stay tuned. And then, of course, once I'm done with that, I still have this to paint, which I do have masks cut. They were a pain in the ass. You see the American flag, you see a piece of the Swiss flag came out. That's not a big deal. I can always cut that section separately on my plotter. I got the numbers. I have the American flag, which those aren't stars, but you know how small that is. I don't think anybody's going to tell that there aren't stars and they're circles, because the plotter wouldn't cut it anyway. And then I have the rondelles to paint, so try and use as little amount of decals as possible, or decals, or whatever you want to call them. And then, come on, fingers, work. And then these are the numbers, because mine doesn't come with the correct numbers. So essentially, I will lay that down, and I will pull that skinny part out and lay it inside. And yeah, that's going to be a load of fun. But with multiple masking, I can hopefully do that number, which is basically like an outline number, and it even has dashes in it, painted on. So, because I don't have a white decal maker. So anyway, pretty excited. Coming along good. And yes, the other side is painted as well. Alright, another quick update. Since the last video, went ahead and finished up freehanding all of the black striping. that was pencil lined in. And then in addition to that, there is some darker orange. I used Tamiya Clear Orange. So I got all that pretty good. And then I unmasked this. And then I started on painting all the flags, which were all from mask material. So I laid out the mask, and I slowly did one color at a time. Started with green, yellow, red, blue, black, and then peeled it all off. Still have to do the stars. I have a very fine mask to do a bunch of little stars. And then on this side, I have another mask, a secondary mask to go over top of this, in that sections of red. So, just a quick update. It's looking good. I am going to post a couple of videos intermediate, well, masking, between masking and painting, so you guys can kind of see how I'm doing it. But I'm going to do a little more simple because this was very complicated. So basically I lifted this mask, I lifted that mask, I painted it, I put the sections back, and then I lifted the next color, which was red, and painted it, left the white, and then I masked the blue and the black. In this section, blue, painted it. So really happy with the way it came out. All the details came out really good. Little Canadian flag. These are simple. Some of this stuff could have been done just with standard tape, but there's no way I could have cut this out without my Cameo 4. There it is. So super happy with it. Got it last year for Christmas, so finally getting around to using it. So stay tuned for a quick demo on how I do. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick demo on this 83 that goes on the tail right here. Goes about there. So this is my mask. This is what we call weeding. So this would be the color I want to paint. Is what I've weeded out is the 3. This 8 is being a pain. So what I'm going to do is essentially put a piece of tape over top of this and transfer it to the model. They do sell what's called transfer tape, but I don't have any. I'm just going to use some blue and kind of untacky it a little bit. So let me pause and I'll do that. Alright, so here it is. You can kind of see I marked 83. I held it up to the light to kind of figure out where the number was, and I cut the top off because it's too close to this fin. So I just basically stuck it on here in about the position I want it. And the great thing about having a plotter is, or a cutter, if I don't like it, I'll just put another one on it. And I have extras anyway, so what the heck. So just put the blue tape over top of this. Now I'm going to peel this off. Alright, this will be fun with one hand. So basically you need to peel this back at a pretty good angle. Otherwise, this will end up wanting to come with it. And we're going to see how straight I got this. And if it's not straight, I'll cut another one. Ooh. See how the number wants to come off with it? Well, I need those center pieces to stay. So, I'm going to fold that really hard. And slowly take it off. See, now that 8 came with it, which is fine. I tried to weed that out like I did the 3, but I couldn't get it out without pulling the center, so I just left it. Alright, cool. And there it is. Has the number masked off. Then I'll just mask around it. Make sure it looks pretty straight, which it looks freaking straight enough for government work. And then, yeah, just mask the surrounding area off, paint it black, pull it off, we're done. So now I only have another number to do. I got white on the front. I got the detail in here. So I'll get all that done. Alright, so here's what I got masked off so far. This was a multiple layer mask. The surround looked much like this. And then I cut the two smaller and the one smaller separately. I could not cut them together. It just messed up the machine. And then I was able to get this. There's like some slash marks in here, probably the way that they painted the stencil on. I was able to get the two to work, but not the one. It was too small, so I just put some lines in it. So that was multiple layers. I'm just gonna dust that on, so I have an idea of where it is, and the rest will be penciled in. Got a touch up already. Look at that. There's my 83s. There's my rondelles. I'm going to try painting the red first because I don't want to paint it white and then have that line around it. If you paint it white first to get the color, I get that. But what happens is you paint the white, you paint the red, and then you pull the outside mask and you get a white line around it. And I don't like that. So I'm going to paint red first. So I got all that done. I got this detail done. That was a pain in the ass to line up. And I know it's not perfect, but I mean, look how small this is. Huh. Like, I'll live with it. So, I got the bottom ones done, and then I got my U.S. flag. This side's done. So basically, what I need to do is just mask all the in-between areas with paper and tape. So I got my American flag. These are not going to be stars. I could not get the printer to print stars. They're going to be circles, and I hope they look okay. So, and there's the other one. So, here we go. Next update, I think I'll just do, pull the masks. Alright, this is what she looks like after masking and painting. Got the 83 painted. Got all three colors painted on there. Doesn't look very pretty. Got a very light mist on that just so I can see where it is. And then we're going to see how that turned out. God, I hope it's good because I don't want to redo it. Alright, take two. This is what she came out with after pulling all the tape. And here's the good. American flag looks good. This has a little bit of touch-ups that I'll have to do. Everything's got a little touch-ups, a little bit of touch-up here and there. That came out really nice. I did get some paint peel and a little rub through or something, so I will have to spot this in with white again and orange, and yeah, well, a lot of days. Got a little touch up there. 83 came out good. A little teeny touch up there. It's just kind of part of the gig. And then this side. That one came out good. The good old British flag. That was a pain in the ass, but it worked out. The rondelles surprised me. They look fine on camera, but they're not round. They're, I don't know, I think it's just my paint mask. That one you could tell it's not round. But from this far away, are you going to tell? Another casualty. This came off when I pulled tape. I'll just glue it back on. It'll be fine. A little touch up from my finger. Really? Had a little solvent on my finger. And the bottom is boring, but that's fine. So, 3 days off. Started with white. I did have this down and masked, but literally everything else has been done. I spent my entire weekend, 3-day weekend, painting this and got nothing else accomplished but that. Am I happy? Fuck yeah, I'm happy. Came out as cool as I thought it was going to get, so. So, touch up the paint, flat coat it all, and then start with blending it in with pencils. And, yeah. Shit, I'll be pretty close to done painting this thing. I have to paint the gear bay doors, but that's it. Gear bay is all painted. Got my tricky little landing gear. Come up. And then the lock will lock into place back here. And this is got the brass shaft. Still looking good. Looking good. Make sure all this looks good still. So far, so good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Super happy with this. Happy Kitty Hawk came out with it. Would I wish it was a Tamiya kit? Well, yeah. But Tamiya can't make everything. So, yeah, there she is. Beauty. Beauty, eh?